The reason that it's important to understand our shadow is because the more that we're aware of what our shadow is, the more we'll be able to embrace it in positive ways and not have this surface level awareness that something is awry and not be able to take responsibility for it because we're not completely sure of the dynamic that's taking place. So, as related to being a leader who is more prone to the asserter leadership style, you may have more of a fear of betrayal. And rooted in this fear, or as a result of this fear, is that when you're under pressure, when things get tough, you tend to become autocratic, you tend to be very domineering, manipulative, and this is how you deal with your peers, your family, other people around you, and this is because you have a vision, you want that vision to be fulfilled, and you'll do anything under stress to get your way, essentially. With the achiever style, what happens when achievers go in that dark place of stress is that all of a sudden they start micromanaging projects and they say, this cannot be done well if I'm not the one doing it. So whereas under normal times, they may have been perfectly fine with sharing responsibilities with a team or sharing responsibility with the family members. But when they start to feel like things are getting out of control, maybe they're not going to be able to get the groceries that they need at the grocery store, they're not going to be able to get toilet paper, then all of a sudden they start obsessing over this, making lists and overwhelming everyone around them because they have to hold on so tight to the responsibility of making sure that everything gets done. And the third personality style in this particular framework, the Actualized leadership profile, is affirmer. And an affirmer is afraid of rejection. And oftentimes this leads them, when they're under stress, to being people pleasers. They will do anything to make sure that everyone else is okay, even if they're experiencing a hard time themselves. So an example of this could be, as you're locked at home, everyone else in the house or in your working environment is fighting to be comfortable in their own way while they're under stress. But the affirmer is going to be asking everyone else, how are you doing? Do you need anything? Can I get you anything? And this can be quite overwhelming if it's driven from the fear of not wanting to be rejected, especially in a situation where we're all kind of forced to rely on each other, but some of the members of the community are latching on to what it is that will keep others from rejecting them. This can create an imbalance in a household or in a remote working environment. So with these three leadership styles, the asserter, the achiever, and the affirmer, there are ways that you can combat going into this place of stress, whether you fear being betrayed, whether you fear being rejected, or whether you fear failure. There are things that you can do to be more aware that where you're getting ready to go is a dark place, so that you can make sure that you stay in a good place during this time. And I am going to share some resources with you down in the comment section. So please feel free to go visit, take a free assessment so that you can tell what your shadow may be as a leader. And also there is a free paper for download about this particular framework that lends a spiritual perspective. And I hope that you'll also reach out to me if you have any questions about how you can identify your shadow, maybe take the full assessment and receive a debriefing so that you can actualize your fullest potential as a leader.